Hi, kids. We are going to try something a little different here. I want to do something with the Promethean board. I can see that the light is really reflecting funny, so we'll see how this works. Again, we're just figuring all of this out and what's going to work best. So, for readers today, I want to talk about making connections in the book. Yesterday we talked about asking questions. What kind of questions do we have when we read? Remember, I was a little confused about the line, Lee's eyes shone as big as the sun. And we talked a little bit, I talked my way through that to get that. Well, today I do want to talk about making connections to your texts. All right? So we are going to talk about making those connections between a text and our community, our own lives. So let's think about this. I'm going to pull up a board. I wanted to use this board because I have got, and it's kind of hard to see, make connections. So if you look at this, maybe you can kind of see it. So we make personal connections. How does this book remind me of my own life? We make connections to the world. Kind of see the book and the world. And it reminds me of something in the world. And then a text, connection to a text. This book reminds me of another book. So in Lee's Goldfish, she wanted to work to get a goldfish. And I can make a personal connection there and go like that. Remember how we make connections? Because I remember when I got my first goldfish. And I did have to work really hard to earn it. And maybe in your own life, you've said, Mom, Dad, I want a dog. Mom, Dad, I want a cat. Maybe I want a goldfish. And they said, well, you have to be responsible. That's a pretty big word, responsible. And remember, in this book, Lee has to feed her goldfish a pinch in the morning and a pinch in the evening. And she kind of learned the hard way that you do have to follow the directions and be responsible for your own animal, right? So I had to learn to be responsible for my goldfish. Well, and as you guys know, I've gone on to have a whole lot of other pets. I've got 3 cats and a turtle. I've had frogs. I've had lizards. And I've had to take care of all of those animals, right? So that's my connection to this book, being responsible. Now I think about our connection to the world. At Annunciation, there's something that we do that makes us responsible. You know, when you get done with eating your lunch in the lunchroom, we have a bin that has trash and a bin for compost, right? We compost our food here so it doesn't go into a landfill. The other thing we do is we recycle at snack time. Can we recycle things that crinkle? No, we have to throw those in the trash. But we certainly can compost and recycle our food and our cups, right? So that's our connection to the world, being responsible. Lee was responsible for her fish. We're responsible for cleaning up after ourselves in our classroom, right? And then book to book connection. Well, this book opened up a whole bunch of memories for me for books, and I've got 2 of them I want to show you. One is called Gilbert Goldfish, and in this one, the goldfish wants to pet and wants to be responsible for taking care of a pet. How about if I come back and read that one maybe a little bit later? Maybe I'll read it at our 12 o'clock time. Let's find out. And then another one, I love this book so much. It's called Not Norman. Norman, or this little boy, wants a pet. He wants a dog. And for his birthday, he gets Norman. But he doesn't want Norman. He wants a dog. So we have to go through the whole book. And he's very responsible taking care of Norman, even though he doesn't really want Norman. So this is another book that I'll read to you so that you can find out what happens in this one. But this boy uses his responsibilities to be serious, and he thinks, if I take care of Norman, maybe I'll get a dog. So, not Norman, and Gilbert Goldfish definitely made connections with Lee's Goldfish. So today, when you are getting out your reading, whether it's your Just Right books or it is your books from home that you have, lookbooks from home, I want you to think about, and I don't know if we can see this as well, personal connections. What does this remind me of in my own life? What does this remind me of in the world? And what does this remind me? Does this book remind me of another book? So I want you to get started and go ahead and have fun. And if you've got some connections, maybe mom and dad could help you put some of those in your seesaw so that I can see what your connections are. Go ahead, go read, have a great time doing it.